Well, I'm currently working on a very exciting project for the last year. It's the sequel to X-Wing called TIE Fighter that should be completed in the next couple of weeks. Be out in the store sometime in June. I actually started in the industry in 1983 and started on the Commodore 64 and VIC-20. They kind of have a special place in my heart. But I started doing simulations back in the mid-80s and worked on PHM Pegasus and Strike Fleet, which were my first products that I worked with in association with LucasArts. Those were Battlehawks 1942, Their Finest Hour, The Battle of Britain, Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe, the sort of trilogy of World War II games that I did in the late 80s and early 90s. Most recently, in the past, I did X-Wing and Imperial Pursuit and B-Wing, you know, the sort of prequels to TIE Fighter. Well, I think the biggest limitation we faced with on the project was the fact that it was a disc-based product as opposed to a CD-ROM based product. The quantity of interactive animated cutscenes that we would have liked to add had to be limited, and the amount of digitized voice and sound effects, all those had to be scaled back so we could, squeeze and shoehorn it onto 5 discs. One of the reasons why I sort of formed a group called Peregrine Software, actually a corporation that just actually got incorporated in January and starting to sort of organize itself to be able to do more projects than just that I myself am able to take part in. Certainly you can count on in the near term, in the future, more Star Wars related projects, both as a continuation of TIE Fighter and carrying on the story there, but also looking at it from different perspectives. George is feverishly working away on the prequel, which everyone has been asking him for years about. He's been seriously organizing an effort to actually create another trilogy. I'm also doing some other projects that are outside the Star Wars universe. Right, that's right. Use the Force. I can't really tell you that much because they're still early on, but it's going to be something very different from a flight simulation even. It's actually going to be working with Microsoft, doing essentially a strategy type game. One of the biggest feedbacks we've gotten, besides people were excited about it, was the difficulty level, and we would have, like we're doing with TIE Fighter, addressing a lot of those issues so it's more accessible to people.